Hello. Hello, new mooners. Who is here ready to celebrate the new moon? I am. Just thought I'd put on a tiny bit of lip gloss. So, guess what? It's a weird new moon, and this is a weird new moon live. Let us quickly go over what you need to do every new moon. And let's talk about why this one's a bit of a strange one. So, if you are new to Moonology, hello, my name is Yasmin Boland and I do Moonology, that's my thing. And really the new moon is, I mean, I can't say it's the high point of the lunar cycle because the high point is really the full moon. It's not the low point either. It's kind of it is kind of the low point, but it's also everybody's favorite time of the lunar cycle. So to say it's the low point is not really correct. It's probably the most quiet time of the lunar cycle. Well, the dark moon especially, which comes just before the new moon, is very dark and quiet. And then we get the new moon, which is when the sun and the moon are in the exact same place at the same time. And that in itself is a strange thing because you have the sun, which is yang, masculine energy, and you have the moon, which is yin, feminine energy. And that's where we are right now. So what I want to do is I want to just quickly do a chant to offer up our new moon update today to the divine. And hello to everybody who's saying hello. So we're just going to chant 3 times Om Namo Narayani, okay, which means I surrender to the divine, or I surrender to the divine mother. All right, Om Namo Narayani. And you can't see me, but I'm sitting here with my fingers in a little mudra. And I'm just going to dedicate this energy here to go with love and compassion to everyone in the world with a connection to beautiful Bondi Beach in Australia, where there was an atrocity, a tragedy, just a terrible, terrible thing this week. And so even if you don't know the chant, please chant it with me and just send out that energy. I know there are other things that have gone on this week, but I'm just asking, let's just dedicate some energy to Bondi Beach. And, you know, the fact that we're sending it to everyone in the world with a connection to Bondi Beach doesn't mean, oh, there's less energy to go around all those probably millions of people. Let's just set the intention that everybody with a connection to Bondi Beach is going to start to feel a little bit renewed at the time of this new moon, which is a weird one, as I will explain in a minute. But it's still a new moon and it's still in the sign of Sagittarius, which is the optimistic sign. So 3 chants, Om Namo Narayani. Chant along with me if you know it, silently or out loud. And if you don't, just let it wash over you. And let's all send love in a big light worker grid to everybody on the planet who has been touched in some way by the terrible events at Bondi Beach this week that already they are healing from. And I don't want to keep talking, but I just want to say one thing. You know, Bondi is one of the most spiritual places that I've ever been in my life. And I've been to quite a few quite spiritual places, but there's such a powerful energy there. And it's not just the people who are sort of self-declared on the spiritual path. It's actually just that kind of place. It's just got an amazing, powerful energy, which is why I think people from all over Sydney and Australia and the whole world are drawn there. There's something very special there. And, you know, what we've seen, I'm just covered in goosebumps right now, but what we've seen, you know, in the days since what happened there, which if you don't know, there was a mad man and his son shooting people. It was horrendous. And I actually had a friend and her daughter caught up in the middle of it, actually. And they're fine, and thank God. And but what we've seen, I'm sorry, I know I'm going on, but I just have to share this. So what we've seen in the week since this has happened, or the days, I think it's been a week tomorrow, we've actually seen the Bondi community out in force the way only the Bondi community can come out in force. It's been amazing to witness. Like I'm not, it's not a competition. I'm not comparing it particularly, but I don't think I've ever seen anything in the world that's been such an incredible response to such a traumatic and tragic event. And it's really been, you know, obviously something that we all feel the need to do when things like this happen, which is going down to the beach, people taking flowers and so on. But then literally about 700 or 800 people went into the water and did a paddle out and made, I'm not sure if it was a love heart or a circle, but it was about 700 or 800 people on their paddle boards and surfboards, and some just swimming, but doing a circle of love, which is something that I don't know if it's international. I know it happens in Australia. Maybe it's an international thing, where when someone is lost, the surfers from the surfing community, they'll often do what they call a paddle out, where they all paddle out into the water and sit on their boards and splash the water and just honour whoever has been lost. But I've never seen one with 700 people before. I don't think anyone else has, and hopefully we never have to see it again. And if that sounds like something you'd like to watch, if you just Google Bondi Paddle Out 2025, you'll see it. It's amazing. There were drones and God knows what else, and it's just amazing. And then that was yesterday, I believe. And then today they had hundreds of Bondi surf lifesavers, all in the red and yellow colours of Bondi. I'm going to cry. Sorry. Just all along the shore. It was amazing. So I'm going to chant 3 times, and we're going to dedicate this to anyone touched by what happened in Bondi, because it's a very, very strong community. I'm in London and I feel it. Okay, like once you're a Bondian, you're a Bondian for life. Sorry, I didn't mean to do this. Okay, here we go. Thank you. Here we go. I'm going to surrender it to the divine, which I know is no help to anybody whose families were caught up in this, but I'm going to send out compassion to everybody from around the world touched by these events. I ask the Divine Mother to take the love out into the world. Om Namo Narayani. Om Namo Narayani. Om Namo Narayani. And Divine Mother, we call on you to send all your archangels and angels and guides and all the Divine Mother feminine essence energy and the Divine masculine energy to clear out the space and to start the healing, or to continue the healing. on this very special place. Thanks for doing that with me, guys. All right. So this new moon, why does it feel weird? Let me tell you. All right. So I'm reading to you from my beautiful Moonology Diary 2025. Here is the one for next year, the Moonology Diary 2026. Which has all the information about every new moon and full moon and the astrology for every month, looking at the big astrological influences for the month ahead. There's space to write your new moon wishes, space to write your full moon forgiveness lists and more. If you would like to get a link to get the diary, just comment Diary 2026. And you will get a link to get the diary, which is selling very fast. So grab yours before it sells out. All right, so it's the new moon in Sagittarius. And yeah, you know, in the light of what we've just been talking about, Bondi, even the words are kind of intense. Look on the bright side. I mean, obviously, there's very little bright side for anybody who was caught up in that. But, you know, apart from the ones who go, I'm alive. Love openly. Well, that's what we've been doing here. And be true. Be true. The new moon took place, it was about 14 hours ago now. So we're very much in the new moon phase. While there's no doubt that this new moon has a challenging side, it also has a cheerful and positive flavor. So focus on that if you can. So for example, thinking about Bondi, such a terrible, terrible event, but how amazing has it been to see the Bondi community doing something that so few places in the world could actually do. Just that kind of instant community healing on the beach. It was amazing. Not that other places wouldn't do it. Please God, they never have to. We're now in the part of the year unofficially known as the silly season. At this time of the year, we tend to throw everything up in the air, almost as if to say, well, that's the year that was. I can't do much about it now. But mind how you go. Not least because this new moon is clashing with Neptune hard. Neptune, the god of the sea, god of the ocean. There's a lot of room for deception, disappointment, drowning sorrows, or just generally feeling misty-eyed and confused. And here we are, misty-eyed and confused. And of course, this is written a year and a half ago. If there's a solution to all this, it's about being kind and compassionate as the year ends, even if you do slightly feel as though life is giving you one lesson after another. So, you know, just have a think about anyone in your life who you're upset with, you know. The answer is to be compassionate. Be as compassionate as you can. Love with an open heart. Forgive others if they can't love you back. Actually, that reminds me of my friend in Australia who's banging her head against the brick wall, trying to get through to her dad. In the same way, be generous, even if people are being mean. I know it's a big ask, but we are all capable of that. More than anything, be true to yourself. And, you know, being true to yourself doesn't mean, oh, well, then I'm going to be really mean because I feel really mean. Being true to yourself is saying, well, what are my actual values here? How do I feel that I should behave in the face of, you know, this meanness or this tragedy for that matter? Be true to yourself and you'll have the best chance of thriving. When you set your intentions this new moon, if you haven't already, make sure there are some big ones for the whole year ahead. Now, if you are in my Mainly Moonology membership, then we are going to be doing our new moon manifesting session together, just at 1:30 after this one. Note that this lunation is also making what's known as an out-of-sign conjunction to the planet of feistiness and determination, Mars, the planet of war and anger. So expect intense energy. If you find yourself in a situation where someone has tripped into straight out anger or violence, try not to join them in that mess. Let's put it like that. If you are, if you have the diary, do the exercise, which is calling in your future. It's an exercise to help you start to call in your future for next year. And if you have the diary, make sure you fill out your new moon wishes, and there are diary prompts as well. Yeah, it's a really good little diary. I'd love to, actually I was thinking the other day about a book which has changed my life, and I was thinking, you know, that book has really changed my life. I've read a book that's just changed my life, and I thought one book can literally change your life. So some people say the Moonology diary changed their life. I'm not kidding you. They literally say that. So if you want to change your life in 2026, comment diary 2026 below, and we'll send you a link to get the diary. And you'll also get access to my Kickstart 2026 workshop, where I'm going to talk about the astrology of the year ahead. So I think I'm going to leave it there. I just want to thank you for those of you who sent out good wishes across the world with me just then. I'm really, really grateful. And, you know, together we can work in the healing. So lots of love. Thanks, guys.